Now you will see the real transformation of a guy from a victim of circumstances to the winner of his life, thanks to a computer game. You'll be able to watch school intrigues and violent fights. Will Yui be able to combine two worlds in one life, and how will he do it? We're about to find out. Our main character is a little different from the others. He doesn't know why he was born into this world. But he sincerely believes that, as it happens, he owes it to someone to help him, or at least to be prepared for it. And then one day he got that chance. He was walking through the alleys and heard a girl's voice coming from a back alley. When he looked around the corner, he saw that the girl was being harassed by some hooligans. They insistently asked her to go out for a drink with them, without hearing her refusal. At that moment the main character realized that now was his chance to prove himself. He tried to intervene to help the girl, but his physical training did not contribute much to this. In the end he saved the girl, but he was badly hurt himself, because the hooligans brutally beat him. After this situation he got up, shook himself off and went home. The idea of helping those in need and people in trouble was instilled in him as a child. He himself knows what it is like to be humiliated. All his life he's been overweight. He was called names at school and abused at home. And every year the situation only got worse. There was one person in the whole world who accepted the guy for who he was. He always supported him and treated him humanly. It was his beloved grandfather who taught him goodness. Grandpa was very wise and kind, but, unfortunately, death spared no one. The boy took his death very hard, for now he was left all alone. Despite the fact that he is already graduating from high school, people still treat him cruelly. He is hated and called names and humiliated. Especially badly treated by the guys, who assert themselves at the expense of his weakness. Our hero works part-time as a newspaper deliveryman to earn at least some money. But because of the constant taunts and provocations, he is late for work and does it not quite qualitatively. That's what got him fired. Life seems to be going to hell. During a temper tantrum, the guy punched a wall with his fist and accidentally opened a secret passageway into some room. What will you choose? Ignore, go to school or work? Like and subscribe to watch anime all day. It was some kind of warehouse, where there was another huge door. When he opened it, he found another room. There he found a computer with some kind of strange window into another world. It looked like some kind of game. Once inside it he found himself as if in a virtual reality. Since nothing was working out in the real world, maybe he should try to achieve something in the game world. Once he got the hang of it, he started to work on his character's skills. During his training, he didn't notice the first of his enemies sneaking up on him. A bloody ogre, he was huge. It's a good thing no one but him can enter private territory. He took the axe and threw it at the monster. Defeating the boss brought a lot of points. His level increased, and with it his skills. Once he had played enough, he could go back to the real world. When he woke up he was a completely different person. It was as if he had transformed into that character from the game. All the extra weight, all the fat had gone. Now his body was transformed, and he was handsome. But how was that possible? For some reason he paid no attention to this and went back to play the game. He was already quite accustomed to the gameplay and felt confident. He began to escape from reality into the game world. But he would not be able to escape all the time, because soon he would have to go to a new school. At school, Yuya went from being the guy everyone bullied to a tough dude. On the street he was approached by the same girl he once saved in the alley, Kaori. Turns out she's on the student council of Osei Academy, which is the most elite school in town. Since the guy saved the girl, her father offered her a place at the academy. At first he tried to refuse, but he was persuaded and agreed to at least take a look at the academy. It was a classy place. All those who study there are the best students who take first places. The students there definitely had a great future ahead of them. Kaori's father is the director of the academy. That's who Yui went to for an interview. He was given a great opportunity to study at the academy for free. It is of course a great chance to change his life, but Yui isn't the best at anything. Then he was offered to study for at least one day to try it out. Gathering his thoughts, Yui enters the classroom for the first time. There he was introduced to his classmates, and they received him very well, which was surprising for a young man. He sat down at the back desk, next to a girl named Hyoto. The classmates turned out to be very interesting people. One of the guys even offered to have lunch together. It's amazing how life can change because of just one decision. For the first time, Yui wasn't treated as the scum of society, but as an equal, decent human being. For the first time, someone believed in him. That's when he finally made the decision to go to Osei school. After school, everyone usually goes to the local stores and Kaori invited Yui for a walk. Would it count as a date? I guess so. Along with his new life, the boy didn't forget about the virtual one, where he continued to level up. While killing a boss, he met another player. Life is gradually getting better, and Yui is no longer going to school with a sense of fear, but rather with a sense of confidence and joy. He has changed, so it's time to buy some clothes, because he has only one shirt for all occasions. A real drama breaks out in the mall. The model who is supposed to take part in the photo shoot is late, and there's no time to look for another model. So for this role was invited the first guy who was found. It turns out to be our Yui. Despite the fact that he's had no experience in photo shoots before that day, surprisingly he did a great job. So he saved the whole film crew, just by his existence. It turned out that the one he saved in the woods was a local princess, and she is now obliged to thank her savior. Shua, the one who was supposed to take part in the photo shoot in the first place, arrives at the mall. From the get-go, he started hitting on Mio, the girl who is a model. Yui couldn't stand it and taught the cheeky hottie a lesson. The organizer of the photo shoot offered Yui a career in fashion, but he declined the offer. In gratitude for his help, he was given new clothes. There, another day behind him, it is now possible to return to the game world. There he returned to the location of the forest, where he met Mistress Lexi and her brave knights, who were surrounded by monsters. Good thing he got there in time to help them. Immediately Lexi suggested that Yui marry her. Her guards were against such an initiative. He invited them to his house for a quiet discussion over a cup of tea. Lexi did turn out to be Arcelia's first princess. It so happens that this place where the guy lives is one of the most dangerous in the lands of Arzelia. Not everyone can survive a couple of days there, and Yui has quietly set up house there. This delighted Lexi, and so did the guards, so they offered him friendship. Yui was also invited to a reception at the royal palace, where the king would personally thank the young man for saving his daughter. Finally, the first day has come when Yui will be able to attend classes at the elite school officially. In PE, a soccer ball almost flew into Keed, who was about to meet Yui. She was lucky that she sat just with him. He kicked the ball away with one punch, and right into the goal. Everyone in the girls' locker room was talking about the new guy. During class, a gang on motorcycles broke into the school grounds. They caused a commotion and panic. They came after the principal's daughter. They were sent by Yui's former classmates, who were jealous of the boy and wanted to ruin his life in every way possible. Yui has an obligation to protect Kaori. So he jumped down from the 4th floor and rushed to the offenders. Thanks to the skills he acquired in the game, he easily dispersed the opponents. Then the gang boss on a motorcycle rushed at him, but he also could not cope with the guy. After the scuffle, all the bandits were captured by the police.